How do most gangs get access to guns? Here in my country, even the military sells guns to criminals. It's all for the money. They are sold like any other commodity. 99 of guns start with a major manufacturer, like Smith Wesson or Glock. They then are sold to wholesalers or retailers. Not every gangster has a criminal record that would prevent them from buying a gun. Not every seller is strict about following the rules for sales. Not every sale is strictly regulated to prevent criminals from buying. While some guns are stolen, the vast majority make it onto the black market, starting with legal sales. Straw man purchases are also common, where someone who can buy a gun makes the purchase for someone who can't buy it. The same way underage kids get booze. Someone buys it for them. Lots of criminals have clean friends. They buy them, and if they buy them in a private transaction, there may well be no record of who bought the gun. Are you time traveling from 1864? You don't sound like a nut, just someone stuck in 1880. The same way they get drugs. When I was at FD Hood in the early 1990s, we had a bunch of equipment rail loaded to go wherever they were shipping out from for the first Iraq War. There were several connexes full of M16s and M60 machine guns broken into and emptied. I'm sure that's not where the gangs are getting all of their guns, but train robberies do still happen in the modern era. I think most of the guns on the street are stolen from people who legally bought them, acquired through private sales, and there's a bit of a problem with delivery people stealing guns going from manufacturers and distributors to FFLs. 1. Only really rare items can actually be controlled to any degree. Guns are just far too common to actually be controlled to those that want them. Heck, in the worst case, any metal working machine shop can probably make a gun. At best, any society can make access to guns really inconvenient. 2. Jobs involved in manufacturing or transport are jobs done by regular people. Some portion of regular people are criminals themselves or can be incentivized to participate in a crime. If some random truck driver is carrying a shipment of guns and they let some gang know, they could organize a theft. If some warehouse work can steal a few guns from the vast inventory, that can happen. The same can happen at a manufacturing plant. There might be more checks on gun shipment storage, but it's always possible. There's always a certain amount of loss manufacturer transport warehouse stores expect to have from insiders or theft. The world is not an honest place, and insiders are just as big a threat as people on the outside. Usually private sales. Crackheads steal them from cars or homes, then trade them for drugs. Theft, and to a lesser extent, straw purchases. Stolen from cars bought by street dealers, from private parties, etc. People steal guns from licensed gun owners, then they get sold on the street and serial numbers get filed off. Not the only way, but I'm very certain this happens. Lol, not trains, they get them the old-fashioned way, they buy them from cops. Last study I saw, it was mostly through the black market and straw purchases. Criminals will steal anything anywhere. Well, that's a silly question. They just go to their favorite retailer or gun store, fill out all the paperwork and go home for the waiting period. Next thing you know, they are out robbing people. Not telling you FED. Stolen. Some go to states that have relaxed gun laws,